What's going on, guys? This is Chris Durham. I'm going to fix this camera just a little bit. Hopefully it's a little better. Right there, Chris with LPT Realty down here in Palm Beach County, and I'm super excited to be talking to you guys today. And what we're going to talk about today is the weather of Palm Beach County of South Florida. Right, so maybe you're from out of state, maybe you're already here and you already know what the weather's like, and you're just going to agree with everything that I'm going to say right now. But maybe you're thinking about moving to South Florida. Why? Because you've heard that South Florida is the sunshine state. South Florida has the best weather. You could go to the beach. You know what? You could live where people vacation. That's what we hear down here, right? I live where people vacation. Well, there's some good and there is some bad about the weather. So let's go ahead and start with a good. The number one good here is that we do have a lot of sunshine. That is the honest truth, especially during the best time to have the sunshine is during the winter month. It does not get cold in Florida. We may have a few, I don't say in Florida, but specifically in South Florida, we may have a few days in the winter time. December, usually probably towards the end of January, beginning of February is when it actually gets a little colder. We may have some cold fronts. Usually that only lasts in the morning or late nights. Usually starts to warm up and we have nice weather, 70s, low 80s during the winter time, which is super nice. You could go outside, you could enjoy the weather, you don't have to worry about snow. And honestly, you could go to the beach, or in the middle of December, if you wanted to throw a pool party, you could jump right into the pool that I have right behind me. Y'all are invited. But with that sunshine and that nice weather during the winter, which is why snowbirds come down here, right? Because when they're really cold at home, they have their other property down here to get out of the freezing weather. I used to live in New York. I also lived in Kentucky, and I've dealt with snow, have dealt with power lines freezing over, bursting. I've dealt with not being able to open my car because the car was frozen shut. I've dealt with all of it, and so I'm glad I don't deal with it, but I do have to deal with the summertime heat. And I'm telling you right now, it gets hot in Florida. It gets super hot. All right. I've been out here just for a few minutes, and you can already see that I am sweating. I am sweating bullets, and you will have to deal with that. You will take a shower, and you will have to walk out and begin to sweat within 30 seconds. All right. If you're in down South Florida, I used to do pool repair, pool construction in the summer heat, and I could tell you one thing: it was not fun. So with the benefits of not having such cold winters, you will have that much more hotter summers. And the worst thing about it is that it gets humid. It gets really humid in Florida. So when you walk outside, it feels like you're walking into a swamp. Especially, number two, about the weather down here in South Florida is that it rains. In Florida, I'm going to be honest with you, it rains very awkwardly, right? So it could rain, it could literally be raining with sunshine. It could rain for 5 minutes and then it's gone, and then it's back, and then it's gone, and then it's back. Then it's sunny, and then it's humid as can be. So if you decide, so think about it, it's raining, and then all of a sudden 10 minutes later, it is 85, 90 degrees outside. You have all that water that's on the ground evaporating. You're basically just walking into a muggy swamp. Sounds great, doesn't it? But this is where people vacation, and you live where people vacation. But it's not all bad, right? But the third thing we have to deal with South Florida weather, especially during the months of between September to November, is hurricane season. Hurricane season is a real thing. Palm Beach County, we have been lucky for the last decade where a lot of the hurricanes have barely touched us, or they have veered off and went up north or south, and we have been extremely lucky. But that is always a risk here in South Florida, is getting hit by a hurricane. Hurricanes can create damage. Floridians are pretty used to it now. Most people, you got to prepare for it, stock up, throw a little hurricane party, and hopefully it doesn't affect us too bad. So like I said, we've been very lucky. We're in the middle of hurricane season right now. But these are some things about the Palm Beach weather that I think you guys should know before moving to Florida, or if you're thinking about things that you should be prepared to do.